The wealth is created not by people, not by high earners. The wealth is created by people that acquire assets and build businesses.
Did you kind of find interest in real estate again, or were you forced out of Wall Street in the crash or something like that? And
so kind of both, right? The collapse happened in 2008. Back in 2006, I knew I wanted to be in real estate. I knew that at the very least I wanted to own assets passively. I read this book back in whenever it came out, 2004. Nobody's probably ever heard of this book. It's a very, very little known author. The book was called Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh yeah, never heard of it.
Nobody's ever read that book. But it's almost cliche, right? Because I'm a real estate guy that got started by reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But I have to give credit where credit is due. I was on the train back home for winter holidays to see my family, and I was from New York to Richmond. I was overworked. I was miserable. I had just come off 100-hour work week on Wall Street, which was kind of typical for us. I mean, we worked very long hours. And I was reading this book, and it just kind of clicked for me, right? Here I was, somebody that was making a very healthy six-figure income. I don't know what percentile of income in America I was in at the time, but probably top 1 or 2%. And I had nothing to show for it. I wasn't saving money. I was spending all my money on housing, food. I was saving nothing. I was building nothing. I was producing nothing. And I was a paycheck away from being on the street, missed paycheck away.
Yeah.
And I read this book, and it kind of clicked for me, right? The wealth is created not by people, not by high earners. The wealth is created by people that acquire assets and build businesses. And so it really clicked for me that, hey, even if I, at the time, stay in my high earning job, I want to start building assets.
Right.
I want to start building an asset portfolio, even if it's little by little. So I had a friend here in Virginia, a childhood friend, and he was renovating houses in the fan. And I partnered up with him and then another buddy of mine, and we just started buying some duplexes. So I already had a little bit of real estate by the time the crash happened in 2008. And in 2008, even before the crash happened, I started planning my exit. I knew I needed to leave. And I started putting together a PPM for a fund. I saw cracks in the market. I saw foreclosures start happening kind of in early 2008. And I started putting together a PPM for a fund where I was going to raise $5 to $10 million and then go and buy distressed single-family homes. Mm-hmm. And last minute, and before I had a chance to go out and start raising money for this fund, I got laid off. It was August 2008. I got brought into JP Morgan, and then they started cutting people from my department. And it was, what's an analogy? It was I felt relieved. Mm-hmm. I don't have a good analogy for it. But I got called into my boss's office, and they were very apologetic. They were like, "Oh, Daniil, we're so sorry. You've done good work here." I'm like, "I probably didn't do good work here," but they were like, "Oh, we gotta let you go." And I was like, "Listen, it's all good. How much severance am I getting? You guys are cool. We're cool. Everything's cool." And I felt a weight off my shoulders when they laid me off, because if they hadn't laid me off, who knows? I might have stayed there for 2-3 more years, because the bonuses and the paychecks kept getting bigger and bigger. And you say to yourself, I'm going to quit my job and pursue my dreams. I just need 1 more year. Mm-hmm. I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to pursue my dreams and take chances and start my business. I just need 2 more years to save up this much money. And then 2 more years rolls around, and you wake up and you're 45 years old and you've got 3 kids and a wife, and you're not quitting that job.
Nope.